What's up, guys? My name is Con, and today we're back with more Scrap Mechanic Nomad Survival, and this is an elevated lake tile. I originally was going to go to the mechanic station. I want to rebuild the suspension on this vehicle. I want to build a walking beam suspension. I've never done that before. It's apparently the suspension used in like heavy-duty dump trucks and stuff, and I've been looking up some diagrams. Of course, it's nighttime. Of course. But yeah, I've been looking up some diagrams for walking beam suspension. I want to try and rebuild this suspension to be that, so we can actually like move up and down. And essentially, it's kind of like suspension that doesn't actually require suspension, so our wheels can move up and down over terrain. But I noticed this is an elevated lake tile, so I wanted to check it out. See, there's the ocean, and it's like lower than this. See, this lake tile is actually, maybe you can't tell from here, but see, we're actually up, right? Like we're up. There's a giant warehouse there. So I don't know why this is an elevated lake tile, but it is. The car is just gonna, yeah, it's just gonna roll in. That's fine. We'll just do this, and I just want to check this out because I don't think there's anything special here. I mean, it's just a cool tile. I mean, it'd be cool to build a base here, I guess. Pretty neat. But yeah, it's just an elevated lake. I mean, I don't know much else about it. All right, I'm gonna go find a mechanic station. Alrighty, right at the mechanic station, just on time. It's just morning, so that's perfect. I drove to the starting mechanic station because I have no idea where the other one is. The secondary. What are you running from? Oh, just Topot. That's fine. But anyway, what I want to try and do. Oh, what is that? Wait a minute. I just put that. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know it does that. I guess it remembers the angle. Because we have this set to hold angle. Even when you put it on the lift, it still remembers what angle you have A and D set to. Anyway, let's try and make this work. So first thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna take these four wheels off, the extra ones we put on there from the trailer. And I wanna try and, I think this whole thing's gonna have to go up a little bit to make this work. Now, I've got some diagrams of walking beam suspension. I've never actually tried building one of these in Scrap Mechanic. I don't exactly know how it's gonna work. But my basic understanding is sort of this. Let me just grab some basic wood. We're not going to actually build out of that, but just for proving the point. We've got some small wheels. Okay. Do we have any? We got some bearings and some pipes. Right. So this is my thought. My understanding is essentially what we have to do is build a system that's like this, where we have an arm that goes up, and then we put a pillar like that, because this is going to get pressed up into that really aggressively, right? Because of the just the way that, you know, the weight works, all this bearing is gonna push. But anyway, if that's our pivot bearing, and then off of this we can come down and then go like this and then go like that, right? And you know, if they were even weight like they are there, and then we put another pivot point here and another one like that, and then I do something like this over top. And this is, again, just to sort of make it strong. And then we'd weld that together, right? And then that way this can kind of free float. I'm trying to do a demonstration here, sir. Thanks, man. Like, appreciate that. But anyway, yeah. So these two beams, they're the two little pivot beams. They'll free float on those. That'll free float on that. And then on this is where we would go like that. And then we put wheel. And then we put wheel. And then on the other side, same thing. Now, the only problem with this is in Scrap Mechanic, as soon as we try and, you know, give these wheels power, this whole mechanism is going to try and go shooting out from underneath. And if I look at the real diagrams of the walking suspension things, they seem to have like an extra arm that's attached to here, that goes up to here, that makes like a 4-bar mechanism and then goes to a damper, which I think is just going to be too complicated for Scrap Mechanic. Like, I think that's just going to start getting really, really laggy. The other thing we could potentially do is I could put like a block like this and then have a fixed arm up here, right? And then put a piece of suspension between these 2 points. But that's going to also create a suspension glitch. So I don't really know. Now, the thing is, this is going to be stupid heavy. So I don't know if these will actually be able to rotate underneath, right? Like, we might be able to just do this. Now, the other thing I noticed too with these kind of walking beam suspensions is a lot of the time the 2 axles are attached together because it's like a rear axle. And so, you know, you'd have a differential in the middle, and then you'd have your drive axle down the middle, and you would feed both. And so that drive axle is going to keep the sides connected, and I feel like we probably need that as well to help keep the whole thing uniform. So we might have to put like a connection beam across. But anyway, that's my plan. So I think we're going to just build a bunch of these, and I actually can build them completely separate from the vehicle. And then we can just weld them onto the vehicle. So let's do that first and see if it'll work. I'm gonna just literally, well, I don't know about steering yet. I haven't thought the steering part through, but I'm just gonna start by taking all this apart And then we'll do like the front first and just leave the back as is, and then we'll deal with the back, and then we'll try and figure out a steering system. I also want to make it more like airplane wheels. I want to have wheels on either side of the pivot, so we're not just, you know, torquing all the, like right now we're supporting all the wheels outside the bearing here. I want a wheel on either side so the weight's even, right? So the bearing doesn't get pushed on an angle. Just stupid stuff, you know? We're going to try and make this a little bit more robust, basically. All right, so I got one of these built. I'm thinking what I'm going to do to swivel it is literally just put a bearing on top of this and have the whole assembly swivel. But you can see it's not bad. Like, it's got a pretty decent range of motion. I'm hoping this works. The issue is that if we power these wheels, they might have a tendency where these rear wheels try and, like, shoot underneath and flip this thing over. But this is, like, hard limited, so it shouldn't do that. And on top of that, this is a really, really heavy vehicle. So I'm hoping this just works. The idea is that we're trying to make suspension without suspension, because if we actually use proper, like, suspension pieces, it's going to be so heavy, it's just going to bottom out. So we need this thing to have suspension so we can maintain ground contact and move along much smoother. But we also need to make sure that the suspension can handle tons of weight. So I'm going to build another one of these. It's really too bad I can't just duplicate this on the lift because I literally have all the parts to spawn another one. But anyway, we'll build a few more of these. We'll build another one to start, put them on the front, and then we'll build two more and put them on the back, assuming the front ones work. But I'm thinking this will be fine. So I'm just going to whip another one of these up. It's not really a huge deal. Sort of just start with the top and work my way down. Gotta make sure we get all the dimensions right, though. All right, I got two identical versions. Perfect. And, of course, it's nighttime, but that's no problem. We're gonna just test these real quick. So I think the easiest way to do that, like, they're gonna need room to I'm just gonna put a pivot point. Honestly, I don't even think that's gonna be far enough out, but let's try it there first. Probably needs to go out even further. Yeah, that's snug right up against it. There's gonna be no room for that to rotate. So we're gonna break that off, and we're gonna just build a little bit of an outrigger and have it sit, you know, out there for now until we come up with a better solution. It's gonna look more like a I'm not mad with that if it works. I have a feeling it's gonna collapse though. That's not bad. Like, the rotation joints might collapse as we start moving forward, but that's pretty good. All right, let's hook the engine up to all this stuff, which I think is this engine. So we might need a second engine, though, because now this has to power 8 wheels on the front, 8 wheels on the rear. So it's going to be 16 wheel. Yeah, it's already max connections reached. Okay. For now, let's just power the inside. But yeah, we're going to need basically, I have... What's this other engine for? Oh, nothing. Oh, perfect. I have a second engine. Yeah, that's right. This was my trailer engine. That's right. When I had an articulating trailer, I had 2 engines. One for the front vehicle, one for the trailer vehicle, because the trailer vehicle had to be at a different speed, because I didn't want the trailer to, like, shove its way through. So I had the trailer set slightly slower than the front vehicle, so it would still push, but it would always get inevitably dragged a little bit. But yeah, perfect. So we'll have 2 engines. We'll do front and back independently, but there we go. So let's just do that for now, and I mean, I guess I can just do this. Why not? Let's just hook this one to the outside wheels. They're gonna move at 2 different speeds, which is gonna be kind of funny. Okay, so that's good. It doesn't, I think it's just literally too heavy. It doesn't try to rotate through, so that's nice. They're like not trying to flip over. They do kind of pull forward. You can see like the bearing stretches a little bit, the steering bearing, but that's okay as long as they stay intact. Guys, oh, yeah, no, see, there the wheel flipped. See, that's the concern, is the wheel can do that. Oh, hold on, it flipped itself back, though. Well, that's interesting. It only really flipped when I was doing donuts at full speed, so maybe... Could also put, like, more of a limiter, like, if we extend the wheel well out a little bit more and make the whole vehicle wider, then that actually might just cover that. Like, it might not be a problem, you know what I mean? It's not bad. I like this a lot. I need to find an actual obstacle. Let's find a rock. Let's just find a rock. I just want to watch one of these wheel assemblies crawl over a rock and see if it works. And if it does, then I'm going to build 2 more for the back. And then probably end up deleting the trailer, because we're going to end up making this whole vehicle wider anyway. Let's see. Like, rocks? Does this just... Yeah, look at that. It just actually keeps... That's so cool. There's some really smart engineers in the world. You know, like, this is like, look at the back. Look at the difference between the back and the front, right? Like, this is so cool. This is some Mars rover stuff going on. Excuse me, dude. We're trying to do a demonstration, okay? We're just trying to get. Like, you're dead now. You could have just. Oh no, you're not dead. Hold on. Let's just. You gotta always finish what you start. Oh my God. There you go. There you go. But yeah, there's some brilliant engineers in the world. Like, walking beam suspension, this is so cool. And I guarantee you it came about because they were like, we need suspension that works without, you know, a lot of, like, bendable, like, hydraulics and stuff for, like, really, really heavy loads, right? And that's just, like, look at that. You have one on the ground. Look at the back wheels. The back wheels are totally useless. None of those wheels are getting grip on the back, right? None of them. Like, the back, right? But look at the front. All 4 of them, all 8 of them on the front are still in traction. This is so cool. It's like rocker bogie suspension too, that like the Mars rover uses. That stuff's cool too, but it's a little bit slower because the bogie likes to come forward and all sorts of weird stuff. Anyway, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this. I'm gonna build another 2 of these, put them on the back. We're gonna delete the entire trailer. I'm gonna use the trailer, which means I can delete this hitch part. I'm gonna use the trailer parts to make an extended brick walkway around the outside to cover up where this is, right? Just to have our wheel wells mostly covered again. And then we're just gonna have just this vehicle again, but it's gonna be legendary. And eventually, I think what I wanted to do, I've been thinking about it a lot. I want to make this vehicle taller. So I think like we're thinking too short, and really we can have a skyscraper driving around. There's no reason why we can't just have a skyscraper driving around, right? So I think what I inevitably want to do is eventually move the craft bot and stuff up a little bit, maybe, and then have a garage on the side, or maybe have a garage above them. I don't know. I need a place to have a garage is inevitably what's going to happen, and we need to deal with all this stuff. All right, so I've got all 4 of them on now, and I'm running into a bit of a problem where are you serious? Okay, well, I'm running into a second problem where apparently my level 3 engine, I need to make this staircase wider. I know, everyone's complaining. I need to upgrade this to be able to support more connections. So that's problem number 1. So let's just remove that back wheel there. We have the level 4 engine on the front, but I'm also running into the issue where the game is a little bit laggy now. It's not like terrible, but it's not great. And I think it's because we've got, you know, this moving piece that's attached to the side, you know, for farm protection, as well as the robot arm attached to the front. I'm pretty sure if I remove the robot arm, this would all probably disappear. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's because we got the robot arm. I'm gonna need to make a separate vehicle for mining and for sawing. That's what I'm learning, unfortunately. I would love to keep the robot arm, but yeah, it can't all be on the same vehicle. We are on the smart physics, which is great, and that, you know, allows us to have vehicles not lag when they're combined, like hitting other vehicles. But unfortunately, you still can't build one overly complicated vehicle with like 20 different attachments to it. Because, you know, once your connections get too insane, then the whole game just explodes. So that's fine. We'll have to build this vehicle bigger. It's supposed to just be the primary vehicle anyway for refining stuff and that sort of thing. So I'm going to just extend this brick wheel hub. Do I need to... Wait, is there not... How is this different? Oh, that's interesting. These were never even. All right, it's daytime. I've deleted the robot arm and finally the saw blade piece. I'm gonna build a better vehicle at some point. And I added another deck. I don't have a staircase there, but I just wanted to visualize how it would look to have another one. And it's not bad. I think we can go another one. I'm putting 11 block spacing between the floors. So it's like 11 blocks from floor to thing. That's sort of like the craft bot height. But I think I can go probably at least 1 more, maybe 2 more, really make this thing nice and tall. And then, of course, we could extend it out even more, like around the sides if we want. Right now, the walls are in. I did get that extra boundary. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to do right now is just go drive the thing because it's a giant brick, but we've got some proper suspension. You can see the front ones, see, they like to do that thing where they're going to try and lift up. But I think we're okay, especially if we put a little bit more weight on the front of the vehicle. And they can't really go anywhere because they've got that wheel well. But let's see. If we go to this all-terrain stuff, we might still bottom out in the middle. But, like, now we should just... Okay, we still have this lifting off the ground in the corner issue. But it is better. We're still going to bottom out. 100%. Yeah. No, 100%. But we can back off it now. Because we still have... It's basically maximizing the wheels that we actually get on the ground. This isn't bad. It's pretty good. Yeah, we still get that tilt. We don't have really any torque in the body, so there's not really much we can do about avoiding that. And ultimately, we're not really going to be driving over stupid stuff like this. It's more to get traction going up and down hills. But you can see it does help a lot. All right, let's go up to the farming area. I think I'm actually going to farm a little bit. Got to get some oranges and just sort of do a crop of that. And then we got to farm a little bit more beets, tomatoes, and carrots. Because we need to get a crop of something. I don't remember what it was. I also had a couple comments that said I should just farm at the trader. I'm okay with that. I think that's a great idea. It sort of saves us from having to go all over the map looking for farming spots. Makes a lot of sense just to set up a little farm in the middle of the trader. We'll still have to defend it, but you know. Although I don't really care. I'm just gonna go check the trader. I'm actually gonna go back to the farm field up top because it's nice and I want to check if we can actually drive up the hill easier. This feels infinitely faster than it was, and I'm on less engine power than we had before. Just because all the wheels now are in traction constantly, and we have, you know, 16 wheels rather than just 8, right? So it's just insane, the amount of power this thing has. But it's great. We're gonna make a giant, tall, moving skyscraper. Eventually, like, I'm not gonna be satisfied until our building is taller than that. We gotta put an elevator in this. I'm gonna really expand the walls out now. Keep the craft bot on the bottom floor because it's heavy, and then we'll build everything up from there. But I'm thinking like I might have the garage on the second floor and have some vehicles parked up in here, have like a ramp that we can just deploy out, and then we can just, you know, drop the vehicles off. Because ultimately, I need a mining vehicle. I think that's pretty much it, actually. Just like a mining / tree cutting vehicle. I think if we can combine into that, we're fine. Okay, so we need blueberry seeds to get guns, right? That's the thing, yes. So blueberry seeds need beets. Okay, I need 3 beets. And then we have orange seeds, no problem. All right, and I think we have 27 beets. 27 beets. So I literally need to grow 3 more beets, and then we'll have the beets we need, and then I just need to get, that's insane, 3 beets for 5 blueberry seeds, and then I just need to grow orange seeds. So we're gonna grow beets and oranges, essentially. Of course, the big check here is how does it handle going up really aggressively steep hills? It's actually just so much better. This is actually amazing. Crazy how good this works. You can see the front wheel, it does lift there a little bit. See when we're trying to get throttle, like that front wheel just kind of, it pulls off the ground, but it's not too bad. Yeah, like it's pretty decent. Come on, get some traction. I'd like to point out we are moving a literal building right now, so it's not, you know, it's not like we're moving a small vehicle. This is extremely heavy. And if we had suspension, it would just be completely bottomed out, and it's just powering up this hill. It never would have done this before. And it's just that subtle ability, that tiny little bit of movement in the suspension just gives it enough for it to keep traction. Of course, we are sliding a bit. It's a literal building. But yeah, I think we just need to have a garage. Maybe, you know what? Maybe what I should do, actually, instead of having like a trailer that I'm pulling all the time, is just make the secondary vehicle, like the mining vehicle, have a hook. So, you know when you go to those RV parks, you see people bring their RVs and they have that extra like trailer hook, and they're just bringing an extra vehicle along with them. I wonder if we could just do that with our mining vehicle, because ultimately that's really the only other vehicle we need other than like a flyer and maybe a tank for doing warehouses, but like that's all gonna be small stuff. A flyer is gonna be pretty small. It'll fit on top, like the highest spot, you know. A mining vehicle is really the only thing that's gonna be relatively large. And even then, we can just 100%. Are you gonna die? No, you're just gonna, oh my goodness, really guys? Oh my god, he's in my build. What? Bro, get out! He's in the, get out of here! If he could have destroyed, I don't know what's the durability on craft, but it's gotta be like stupid high, right? Oh no, it's invincible, right? I think the bots are invincible because you can't, there is no destroying these. I mean, if he could destroy a chest and then all the stuff inside of it would be gone, that would suck. I need to widen that out. Anyway, all right, so let's park up here. I don't need the second seat anymore, I just realized, because I deleted the robot arm, which is sad, but it is what it is. So we're just gonna put this here, lower that. How many orange seeds do we have? 4, okay. It's gonna be a bit to grow some oranges. So I'm thinking I'm gonna grow all 4 oranges. Oh my god. We need to grab some buckets, of course. All right, nice little soil plot we got here. I really do need to have, you know what, I honestly need, maybe part of the mining vehicle is gonna be a watering portion. It's like, I really need like some sort of a vehicle that's kind of like a tractor. right? That we can attach the mining equipment to, so it can drill or it can saw a tree down. And then it has a little water jet on the back, so we could just drive it over a watering field and just water the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure that's it. So yeah, it just needs those real attachments. So we're gonna tow a tractor. 100% that's what's gonna happen. I really do like this being built taller. I want to keep going up. I want to go at least like 4 or 5 floors. I want to put an elevator in it for sure. I really want to make it feel like a base and not just like, you know, we're driving around a truck. You know what I mean? I want to feel like I can live there. I got all my stuff. We'll have the crafting. We'll probably put the chests actually on the 2nd floor and maybe put the crafting on the 1st floor and just pipe it up so you can still craft it and then access all the chests a little more freely rather than, you know, cramming yourself down in here. Because the craft bot's heavy, but the chests are relatively light, right? Anyway, future problems. Let's plant some crops. We're just gonna plant all 4 of these oranges right in the middle first. And then we're gonna do all the beets around the outside. I guess I could just grow the oranges on their own and it probably wouldn't be enough to spawn a raid. Oh, there we go. Unauthorized farming detection. Ooh, component kit. Thank you very much. That brings the grand total of component kits to 2 in the chest. And I guess since that's gonna sit here, we might as well go check and see if these buildings have respawned. In the last episode, a lot of people pointed out that I missed just a whole ton of golden chests that were floating around. I've also decided I'm not gonna eat the higher tier crops if I find them in chests because that's actually a valuable resource. Like if I would have had 10 blueberries by now easily. You know what I mean? Like for sure, just from gathering chests, and I definitely just consume them because it's stupid. So I'm gonna keep all the high tier crops and only consume the low tier stuff. All right, the haybots have respawned. No loot outside. I'm not gonna bother killing all these guys yet if there's no loot. Is this empty? Okay, it's got loot in it. Nothing really worth much. The rest of this is all... All right, well, let's take this just in case. Oh, God. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, no, that's bad. Some days I wish I just had, like, you know, an explosive I could just put down on the ground and get them all. There we go. All right, we're good. So that'll respawn now. I don't think any of the green chests here have respawned. I think it's been too short of a time. Yeah, I don't see anything. We'll take a quick look upstairs, but I'm pretty sure... No, yeah, yeah, no. Not long enough of a wait, unfortunately. Oh, I lied. There's one here. Okay, not bad. Guess we just had to go all the way up to the top floor. Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, sorry, we're just gonna loot this. Not really a whole lot of them. There's only 2 though, so it's something. Yeah, it's kind of funny how the haybots actually have like terrible pathing and they can't do anything about. Oh God, I'm stuck. All right, I've definitely never been to this building because we got to lift climb up this cliff to get here. So this is a good sign. It's probably gonna have some stuff. I really need component kits. Like ultimately, I need to be able to get some thrusters going. We'll get the spud gun going soon. Nothing down there. Okay. Did I loot this building too? I don't think so. Chemicals. I have so many chemicals that I don't know what to do with. I guess make concrete would be the thing, but... Or make batteries. We need glow poop. Literally nothing in this. I'm pretty sure we looted this already too. All right, cool. Cool. No, that's great. That's great. That's exactly what we need. Just lots of empty buildings. I need component kits. Please. All right, 10 seconds left. Should be a pretty easy raid, I would imagine. A couple of oranges, but ultimately, you know what? We can go up to the top level. I really want this to be super high up and have like defense turret. Well, not turrets, but you know, be able to sit here and just shoot everything. All right, Topbot there. Haybot. Topbot? Haybot there. All right. Just gonna make sure nobody's attacking the far side of the... Yeah, no, exactly. Gotta get rid of these guys first before they take out a tire. No problem. Just throw that into there. All right, is that it? Yeah, now you guys are all smacking the fence. It's perfect. If you guys actually smack on opposite sides, then we'll just... This will work out real well in our favor here. Yeah, no, you're dead. Because, like, you guys are pushing it. They were pushing it. The haybot on this side was pushing it too far that way. But then these guys, yeah, exactly. I definitely need to make an anchoring system. But I think that's it. Pretty easy raid. All right, these have to be close to finished. Like, we're almost there. You know, I think... I don't remember how much raid timer was left before. But yeah, they're almost done. We're going to grow these out. Once these are done, we'll have enough beets to go actually trade them at the trader. But, like, and turn in the crates. So we could... Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Grab all this. Oh. Wow, it actually all finished all at the exact same time. That's amazing. That's what happens. It's because I think I watered everything. So we got 4 oranges. We have 7 more orange seeds. That's not bad. We've got a holy boatload of beets. So I think we should go turn those in. I'm going to pick up this soil real quick and just put this back in our truck so that we have it for later. And then I guess we'll head over to a packing station, but like, and pack up the beets and then just slap them on the... How many? I think we only need 3, so I'm not going to pack up more than 3 because I want to save the rest of them for actual food. I don't think we need to have an abundance of them at the trader. But yeah, we need to definitely have at least 3 there. We'll put this in here. Okay, we'll dump some food stuff that we don't really need. That's insane. We have so much. I'm already out of storage again, and I feel like we just filled up everything with storage. But there we go. So that's that. Those are the 3 that we'll turn in. I don't have... Wait, shoot. We need a chest. Hold on. We might not be able to do this. I need a chest to be able to turn in the stuff. Like, we have a vacuum pump we can turn around, and we have some blocks we can place down, but we need an actual empty chest to, like, you know, poop the stuff into the packing station. And then we're literally just going to slap the 3 crates on the top of this thing and call it a day. And it's going to be glorious. If I put fruit in an oil chest, will it just... We're going to find out. I feel like if I put fruit in the oil chest, it might just, you know, poop out only the fruit and not the oil. But maybe it'll poop out the oil. But let's get out of here. Bye-bye. That raid will just show up when we come back. There'll be a bunch of hay bots here for no reason. No big deal. I will say, it feels so much smoother driving this vehicle now with the proper suspension. Like, it doesn't feel as slidey, you know? It feels like I have just more grip all the time. Which I guess is sort of the point of suspension, is to make sure you have grip all the time. But yeah, it really just feels like coming down the hill, everything feels much more controlled. Going over little bumps like this, it feels more controlled. It's really just, it's a much better experience. Alright, so the first packing station is right here. It's always right in front of the trader. Not a big deal. So we'll just pull around in front. And we're just gonna steal chest out of it. Nice. We'll park this right up here. Hopefully, if I'm lucky, maybe the packing thing will yeet them up on top. Oh god, why? Weird. That was like a huge lag spike for no reason. Like, is this a physical object? And I'm getting too, I don't know. That's weird. All right, so let's grab this chest. Maybe this is gonna work. I don't know. We'll find out. And then beets go in here. So we're just gonna build a little bit of a block. I know we're in Nomad. We're not really supposed to build anything, but I feel like for this, like we're just packing stuff up. I don't really think it's, no. Yeah, it doesn't work, but there, now it does. Okay, perfect. So then I just need to grab a button and pack me up some beets. What? Oh my god, I just wasted I just wasted 4 beets. Also, this is incredibly laggy for some reason when I'm parked next to the packing station. I don't know why, it's kind of funny. There's some weird physics thing going on that I didn't know was a thing, but I just wasted... I didn't realize you could do that. I thought it would just keep feeding them in, but if the packing station's busy trying to pack something, then it can't actually... That's so annoying. I've literally never run into that issue before. I feel like we've always done a thing on did that? No, because I never would have... Whatever, I got extra 4 beets here. But that never would have... I would have, like, jammed that before. When Cosmo and I used to fill the packing stations all the time, I feel like we put this on an automatic thing, and it just, like, repeated. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fixed now. We got all the stuff. We got 3 crates. We'll go turn them into the trader. Wow, that's a cool glitch. Check that glitch out. This is a new glitch. This is a new one for me. So I picked up a crate. Normally, if you press right-click, you can drop the crate. But every time I drop it, it drops way over here. That's a new one. There's something weird with these packing stations, you know? Scrap Mechanic is, it's got some stuff that's never been addressed. It's fine. It's, you know, it's fine. It's totally, I'm having a great time. I just can't put this chest down now because it'll probably warp back to the packing station. I can put it there. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. And then we'll just... Wait, how are you attached? You weren't attached. I can just do this. Here we go. Alright, perfect. That seems fine. Yeah, something's really weirdly laggy around here. But anyway, let's get out of here. Or maybe it's just my wheels are finally buckling with too much stuff. But I don't think so. Look at this, just roll down. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. That's so flawless. It's not great for, like, super off-road stuff. But, like, you know, it can handle some things. Like, it can kind of even handle, look at that, just driving over the edge of a rock until we bottom out the middle. It's pretty good, though. It's not bad. All right, let's turn in these 3 crates. I think that'll be half of what we need for the spud gun. And then we'll get the blueberry crate, right, or the blueberry seeds right away, sorry. And then we'll be able to go grow blueberries and oranges. And that's pretty much the whole piece of the spud gun. We're a little taller than the intake. Perfect. Took all the crates. All right, Mr. Trader, please give me some stuff. Blueberries, done. Thank you. 5, that's so ridiculous. 30 beets for 5 blueberry seeds. Anyway, we're gonna guard those with our life, but there we go. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm gonna head back up to the field now. I'm literally just gonna grow oranges and blueberries, get those crates turned in as well. And then we gotta go find a farmer somewhere. And somehow get him back to the trader. Honestly, probably just gonna have to, like, you know, yeet him up onto the 2nd level of this, or put him in a cage or something. And then, you know, just like hit him with a hammer up a ramp or something, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I really just want to get a spud gun so then we can actually start growing a ton of spuds, have a ton of ammo, and, you know, then we can start working on warehouses and stuff like that. And, of course, I got to expand the building up more to make a much bigger vehicle. But yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. I'm going to actually stop and get all these chests, too, because really need component kits. And there's no component kits.